welcome to my studio and welcome to day 11 of NaNoJouMo 2021. Today's prompt is love, and I have decided to do a mixed media piece for today's page, and I decided to just kind of go traditional with love. And when I think of love, of course, I tend to go towards the Valentine's Day side and start thinking of pinks and reds and whites and things like that. So I went back here in my buffet where I have all of my paints stored, and I just pulled out a bunch of different paints. I pulled out some heavy body paints. I pulled out some of my FW Artist Acrylic inks. I have some fluid acrylic. I've got just some bigger bottles of paints. I love neon, hot pink, neon, fluorescent pink is one of my favorite colors to use. So I got just a couple of different types of pinks. I got some white craft paint. And you see me using this one a lot, and this ratty old bottle here is actually white craft paint mixed with water. So it's thinned down, and it's already thinned down, and that's what I like to use to pour on top of my pages and use for splatters and things like that. So that's what this is. I use this a lot. But then I also have just some good old regular white craft paint. I also grabbed this that was up in my cupboard. It is Deco Art Metallic Luster. So it's silver. So it's like a silver paste, and I don't think I've ever used it. So that's why I pulled that out. I also pulled out a silver pearlescent FW. I don't ever hardly use this. So I'm trying to use supplies that I have that I haven't used in forever, and I don't use metallics a lot, hardly ever at all actually, so I thought that maybe some metallic on here might look kind of neat. As I was pulling out my paint with the reds, I found this orange. I don't know if it's going to make its way on there. It's actually all dried up, but it's kind of a little tacky, so I might just mess with it a little bit and see if I can get some scraped on there. I also pulled out a couple of my stencils. I've got a bunch of sprays, color sprays, Tim Holtz sprays, dilution sprays, things like that I might pull out. I'm not sure. As far as my journal goes, we have finally reached the page that has holes in it. So as you can see, there are holes in this page. There's some along the edge here too. This is paper that I've gotten from work, and these pages here, these sheets of paper here, were actually in cases of just like the little fruit cups, little snack cups, and we serve those sometimes at school, and those are in between the layers of cups. And so for some reason in those types of cases the papers have holes in them. So at first I wasn't quite sure what to do, because I kind of, in my mind for love, I had thought that I would do collage for it, but since I've come to this page that has the holes in it, I really want to work with the holes in the page. So that is another reason why I went ahead and decided to do mixed media. So this is going to be kind of fun just to work with the holes. And then you'll also see I've added sticky notes on here. The way that I have put this journal together, it does have pages that have tip-ins in it. And so there's actually one back here that on one side it was a single page, but then on this side it actually folds out. So I did go through and just kind of figure out what day I was going to put on what page, because I went through and just went straight through and counted the pages, and I had this left over that was open that would have had nothing on it. So I rearranged things a little bit. So on some of these, I think for like day 22, it's actually going to be both of these pages instead of just like this one. Is kind of how whenever I put it together I thought I might do it like that. So a page on each section. But so that's why I've got sticky notes on here, was just to help me figure out how I'm gonna do this. So like for page 13, it's actually going to be this page, but it'll also be this part of this inside fold. So I think that's about it. I hope you guys are enjoying everything. I am loving seeing everybody's pages that you're creating, and well, I think we're all doing really, really great. It's already the 11th, and we'll be halfway through the month before we know it. So take care, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get started with today's page. Okay, hi. I hope you've enjoyed watching this so far. I ended up getting, alcohol inks all over my hands and I forgot to put gloves on. I'm just kind of standing here trying to decide if I want to put some of this on. Because I really am not really quite sure what it's going to do. So I think I will. This one, I opened it up and it is a hockey puck. So that will go in the trash, and as you can see with this, I decided to just kind of use it like modeling paste because it's super crazy thick. So I don't know if there's really much else you can do with that. So well, I guess let's see what happens. And, you know, I know that there's been paint getting on these collage ones on the side when I've been doing mixed media. Oh, look, I forgot to peek under there. And I'm alright. I'm okay with that. I mean, it's going to bleed, and I'm not trying to be, like, super careful, and I start working on these, and I really kind of forget that, like, there's pages, you know, kind of all in between and whatnot. This one is leaking and bleeding all over the place. Look at that mess I made. Oh well, I don't care. This is a place for me to have fun and experiment and things like that, so I really don't mind the fact that it has bled through. I'll be probably painting over that and covering it up later anyway, so it's not a big deal. I really like this blue here with this, so after I'm all said and done with this, I might do some splatters of this color on there. I'm not sure, but I really like those together. So let's put some of this on first. And this is just a silver, it's called White Pearl FW Pearlescent Liquid Acrylic. So I think I'm just going to put it maybe in these areas that are lighter, and that's where I used the stencil anyways, so it might just kind of help go around the edges of the stencil some more. And let's just go for it. It's kind of one of those, you know what, whatever. It's in my head. I kind of see what it might look like, so it's, you know, the only way that you are going to learn and play is to experiment. So that's just kind of what we are going to do. And I usually try to follow those leads that I get in my mind. And it's gonna, I've got the, what do I have on here? I've got the oil pastels on here in places. And so that for sure is not going to want to stick in those areas where the oil pastels are at. This pearlescent paint is not going to want to. So that actually is going to probably even add to this even more. But I kind of like just the fact that it's going to add some more lighter areas to this. It's also going to go around and go into all these areas where the stencils were at. Just kind of have fun with things like that. And I'm just spraying water on here, and I like to move it around to help the paint spread. And then sometimes just maybe spray a little bit more water on there. If you get too much water, you can dab it off. Sometimes I go ahead and dry a layer of it, and see what I think, and then maybe add more. Sometimes I do like I'm doing now, and just in maybe the wetter areas, I go ahead and drop some more on there, so you've got areas that are more concentrated with the fluid acrylics than in other places. I'm just going to help this around a little bit with my finger. I think this might look really cool when it's dry. I really love what this is doing up here. I don't know how well you can see that, but I really like what that's doing up there. Yeah, I might leave that. I might add just a little bit more. I like how it's got some thicker areas of paint down here. Let's put some more kind of here in the middle, just so So it just kind of, I guess I kind of see a silver streak, a silver, almost a river of silver kind of traveling from one end of this page up into the other. So I'm just going to add, I'm trying not to cover up some of my favorite areas. I really, really like how it's got a thicker spots here and there. And it almost kind of looks marbleized, which is really cool. I think I might, yeah, I think I might dry that. I'm going to dry this and then we'll go from there. This might be ready. I like finishing my mixed medias with paint splatters. For me, it just kind of helps mush all the layers together. A lot of times I go around the edges with ink just to kind of finish it off. I might do that a bit. This is kind of stark, but I kind of like that because of all this other stuff that's going on. So I think maybe the splatters will just kind of help that blend in together. So I'll stop talking and dry this and probably add some paint splatters and maybe go around the edges. I might just use a red ink pad just to darken the edges up a little bit. That also is something for me in my mixed media pages that I like to do that just kind of helps finish off the page. So I think if I do that, I'll do that in red. A lot of times I do that with black, but in this case, I think I'm just going to do it in red. And then I have one idea still that I am thinking about doing, and I think it would look neat, and it would actually tie in with what tomorrow's prompt is. So I think I might do that, and that is I am going to get some red DMC floss, embroidery floss, and I was thinking about stitching a heart here. In the circle, there's actually a circle right there, a hole in the paper. So I was thinking about stitching a heart there. So I might still do that. So, okay, I hope you're having fun with this one. I know I am, so getting nice and messy.